Hi, I'm Wes Allen with DM Tales, and today I'm taking a look at a game by my good friend Dave Ward. This is my look at the amazing urban fantasy game, Ironbound. Let's roll it. As I said in the opening, Dave is a friend of mine, and we are actually collaborating to bring one of my adventures, the sci-fi horror crawl called The Ocean Incident, to BackerKit next year. Dave's Grimwood Games has also been a sponsor for my small convention, EcclesiaCon. But I do want you to know I backed this game when it was crowdfunding, and I have received no compensation for this review. These are my free and fair thoughts as always. But I did want viewers to understand that he is a personal friend of mine, and we have done some collaborations in the past and will do more in the future. Let's get to the review. Ironbound is set in an Earth-like world which has progressed to a point where it has technology that's very similar to our own. Its core backdrop is Grimwood City, which is a modern metropolis with 14 districts and a multitude of factions and religions which are vying for influence over how that metropolis is run. The city itself began as a colony from a distant continent named Auden, a land where humans lived without encountering the magical species who thrived across the ocean. When the humans arrived on the continent of Monterina, there was a conflict between the magical species and the humans, which were dubbed Ironbound by the local residents. This eventually led to the magical species taking refuge underground. As Grimwood City grew and expanded, the magical species began to emerge from their sanctuary and integrated with the Ironbound population. A number of these magical populations also rose to prominence and power in Grimwood City, which has created a unique culture in the metropolis. Now, most of the Ironbound who are in Grimwood City are unable to perceive magic or magical creatures, even when these are revealed right in front of them. A magical detonation, for example, will be interpreted as something like a gas leak, and a rampaging fight between were-creatures, that just might be seen as a struggle between normal animals, though they might be a little bit larger than normal. Underneath the city, below the expansive sewer system, are the halls of the feral ones, where dwell the ancient magical beings who refused to come back to the surface when many of their magical kin did so. While the uppermost spaces of these halls tend to be gathering spaces for all sorts of magical beings and businesses, including some who come down from the surface, the deeper regions are dangerous, and even powerful surface-dwelling magical creatures fear what lives down there. Grimwood City is as unique a setting as I've found in a TTRPG, and the combination of secretive factions, political intrigue, and the potential for dungeon crawling just makes it fertile ground for all sorts of adventures. Ironbound is a class level-based system with 6 species and 9 classes from which players may choose, though the playable species do not represent all of the magical species which are found in the city. Some are not playable. Each character has 3 pools: arcane, physical, and mental. Each has its own defense value, which reduces damage from the corresponding type when the character is hit with an attack. These pools can be used to affect die rolls and activate abilities, so they represent resources to be managed. A character's ability to withstand harm is measured by health. Each character gets their maximum at first level, which is determined by their class, and the die type assigned to that class is then rolled every time the character advances to an even-numbered level during play. Health values do stay low. An interesting aspect of the game, though, is the character's power die, which is rolled in situations linked to a character's special abilities, such as spellcasting. Now, included in the list of playable species are the Heavenly Archlings, 2 playable types of vampires. One is blood drinking, the other one absorbs emotional energy. The nature-linked Fae, normal human Ironbound, human wizards who are called unseen in this world, and were-creatures. I must point out that while vampirism is a curse that is passed on through a vampire's bite, were-creatures are not cursed in this world. They are not affected by the moon. They cannot pass on their abilities to others by wounding them. In addition to modifications to the character's stat pools and defenses, each class has a unique ability unavailable to other classes, such as a wizard's arcane weapon ability. And they get these at character creation. There are also a number of other features which grow with the character as they level up. These are laid out in a table and take the character through levels 1 through 10, though advice is given for taking a character beyond level 10 if a table would like to keep using the same characters past the in-book cap. As characters progress, they will gain different boons, bonus points to add to their pools, new feats to use, and their power die will increase. Feats are where characters begin to stand out from one another. These are broken up into two different types: general feats, which are open to anyone, and class feats, which are open only to characters from that matching class. Feats can increase damage inflicted, reduce the number of action points needed to perform certain tasks, enable special attacks, increase available pool points, and enable new actions. They are a simple yet effective means of customization, which I didn't find too overwhelming, and that's something that often gets me. Characters may also have up to 2 flaws, and each flaw taken grants another feat. Now, character creation itself is a 6-step process eased by the well laid out tables listing the starting benefits and bonuses characters receive from both their species and their class. The most time-consuming part of the character creation process will be selecting feats to customize the character for the player's desired builds. Starting equipment, though, that's either rolled randomly or chosen by the player, so it doesn't take a whole lot of time. There is a good amount of meat to Ironbound characters, and it doesn't take a whole lot of work to put them together. Leveling is also grind-free, which I like. There's no experience points in the game. Instead, the GM allows the characters to level up when they feel they've reached certain milestones through story beats. It's a nice change of pace. Hey, do you like fun t-shirts and hoodies to show off your love of the hobby while you're out and about? Well, if so, check out DM Tales merch store, which includes designs like this one, calling people to roll some dice because there are worlds out there waiting for them. If you'd like this shirt, as well as a number of other fun designs, follow that link right there. Let's get back to the review. Ironbound is a D12-based system where rolls are made against a GM-assigned target number, and a table on page 32 gives some clear guidance for GMs as they adjudicate a task's difficulty. Checks will also be keyed to a specific pool, such as a strength for a brute force check. The game has 3 ways for dice rolls to be altered. First, Ironbound includes a boon and bane system which will add dice to the roll, and depending on what type of adjustment is being applied, either the highest or lowest value will be used as the result. Second, players may spend points from their pools to bump a result's value up on a 1-to-1 basis. Now there's 2 caveats to this mechanic. A natural 1 can never be bumped. The result stands, and no result may be bumped above a 12. The third way, a player may choose to use a destiny die, which allows a player to re-roll any single die no matter what the result shows. Each character begins session with 1 destiny die, but GMs are encouraged to give out extra destiny dice for exceptional actions during play. When a roll fails, Ironbound takes a page from Easy D6 and grants the character a benefit. They receive a single pool point which can be added to the pool of the player's choice. Now this can only happen once per combat round, but outside of combat, the benefit is awarded for every failed roll. To determine initiative order, the GM will remove a single suit from a deck of cards and deal out 1 card to each player, including the GM. Combat happens according to the ascending card order, and an ace counts as a 1. All opponents act on the GM's initiative, and once everyone at the table has gone, the deck is reshuffled and dealt again, so initiative is always shifting. Combat actions use action points to guide what a character may do on their initiative. Each character begins with 3 AP, though there are certain character options which will increase these. Many combat actions, including the attack action, will consume 2 APs during a character's turn, and fast actions like quick drinking a potion or dropping a weapon cost 1. Reacting to a situation, such as being attacked, also cost 1 AP. Now, unspent action points can't be carried over into another round, but players may want to save some action points for a just-in-case moment, so they may defend themselves if the situation arises. Damage taken may be physical, mental, or arcane, and any damage inflicted is reduced by the target's defense rating for that pool. After the damage is reduced, the remainder is taken first from a character's health stat, and when health reaches 0, any further damage is taken from the pool which was attacked. Characters with 0 health may still act, but all rolls are made with a Bane. If any pool reaches 0, the character falls unconscious. Unconscious characters must, on their initiative, make a death throw. If the roll is 11 or higher, and the roll may be bumped, the wounds they receive weren't quite as bad as feared, and the character regains consciousness and is granted 5 points to apply to a pool of their choice. If the death roll fails, the character receives a Mark of Doom. Each mark gives the character a Bane on any roll they make, including death throws, and if a character receives 3 Marks of Doom, they die. Marks of Doom also are not erased if a character gets back on their feet. They are only removed when a character takes a long rest, and even then, only 1 mark is removed per rest. Taking damage is risky in this game. Ironbound is a print-on-demand book weighing in at 182 pages, though the last content appears on page 179 as part of the thank you to the project's backers. Now, because the book is print-on-demand, it is glued binding and will not lay flat when opened. The copy I have is hardcover, however, and there's a nice heft to the material used. I do like it. The book is printed on non-glossy paper, which gives it a better tactile feel, and it reduces glare by magnitudes. However, it does not have a book ribbon, and I don't even think this is an option for a print-on-demand book, though, so I can't be too bummed out by this sad state of affairs, but this is a book that deserves a book ribbon. The cover wrap itself is nice, and it depicts a frightening image of a creature which seems to be made of birds. This could be a reference to a fearsome in-game NPC for folks who are paying attention. The elements on the front and back cover are a little bit off-center, though, which is something I've noticed on a number of print-on-demand books. It's not unique to Ironbound. All told, I gotta say the book is well put together, and it looks nice on a shelf. It's also easy to both hold and read. Dave Ward makes very nice layouts. Everything is clean, the fonts for both the headings and the body text are easy to read, and the decorations accent rather than distract. Each chapter has an accent color which is used in the runes found on the page border, the lines which separate the artwork from the body text, the decoration under second level headings, and the text in the page header. Its application is subtle, but it works really well. Page headers invoke a file folder motif. There is a flap folded over the page which displays the chapter title. The page footer displays a cityscape going across the spread with the page number displayed near the outside margins. These are inside a moon on the left page and a sun on the right. Tables are clean and they are easy to read. The NPC blocks may be a tad bit too heavy for my taste, but they didn't cause any noticeable tiredness in my eyes as I read them. My favorite layout in the book, though, is for the classes, because each class is depicted as a 2-page spread with artwork on the left and the information a player needs for that class on the right. The custom tables on these spreads, which display the base bonuses and information for the class, they're just beautiful. And the procession table is both clean and concise. It's well done. The only change I'd like to see on those spreads is to have the text and the 2 callouts on those pages be full justified. It just would make it feel a little bit more balanced. I played several sessions of Ironbound even before I received this book, and I can say that it's a lot of fun to play. And after reading it, I also kind of conclude that it would be a fun system to run for anyone who is interested in an urban fantasy campaign. It's a nice mix of flexibility and crunch. The character customization is simple, but it's very effective. And the setting opens a host of doors in which adventures may be designed. Now, the book isn't perfect. There's a few orphans, that's lines of text with only 1 word on them, and a number of the book page references are off by 2 throughout the book, and that's a problem Dave's already fixing. There's also points where Dave's prose feels a little bit jarring, or the sentence construction can require a reader to go over the point a second time to see what's actually being stated there. I will say that the book's not difficult to read by any stretch, but a couple more readability passes would probably help future releases feel even more polished than Ironbound already does. If urban fantasy interests you, this is a game well worth checking out. You can find it on DriveThruRPG, and I'd spring for the hardcover PDF combo for just a little bit over $55. Did you enjoy this video? If so, please do the like, comment, and share routine for it. It really, really helps. Also, if you aren't subscribed, please consider doing so you don't miss any upcoming content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. And thank you so much to my Ko-fi contributors who support this channel out of the kindness of their hearts. If you'd like to help make some caffeine available to DM Tales, the link to do it, well, that's right over there. Thanks so much, folks. My Hallmark Easy D6 actual play will continue on Monday, October 13th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So come on out and enjoy the wacky adventures starring the heroes of Hobgoblin Falls. And if you want to catch up, the first episode is right over there. Just follow that link. I have also begun reading Star Trek Adventures, and gotta say, I'm digging Modiphius's 2D20 system more and more the more I encounter it. This is a fun book, and I cannot wait to share it with all of you. But that review will be a tad delayed because I'm heading to GameholeCon this year. I'll be running a game, doing some interviews, and playing a character in a Cypher System game for the first time. I've only ever GM'd it. Now, this introvert is both nervous and excited, but it helps that a lot of the friends I've made at PAX Unplugged, Page, and here on YouTube are actually going to be there. And if you're going and you see me, please make sure to say hi. And do not worry about draining the introvert. I will take naps. Until we see each other again, folks, happy playing, everyone.